donation, the way to do it without fees is by using the PayPal Giving Fund. And I believe that's all for announcements today. So today we're going to be talking about a yogic concept called dispassion. And we would like to start off with a story that we've told before, and it's the story of Krishna when he was a baby, and his mother looked into his mouth and saw the entire universe inside of his mouth. And we just want to take a moment to consider, what would the mother think? Imagine looking into your baby's mouth and seeing the entire universe. Obviously she was shocked. And it's awe-inspiring, and it's also like realizing who Krishna was and who her child was or is. And in a moment like that, there's a few things that could happen. And this is for us living in this planet during this time. So dispassion is not, it's when you realize that you're a detached observer. And for some, seeing someone who's practicing this dispassion may seem like cold or unattached, or do they even feel joy? Do they have emotions? And the truth is, yes, of course they have emotions. They're humans. But the practice is this detached observance. And so no matter what happens, be it good in the judgment, good, bad, wonderful, horrible, surprising, shocking, the being is observant of the phenomenon. And we're going to take this to the realization that Krishna was not only showing his mother who he was and who we are, he was showing us who we are. He was showing us that the entire universe is inside of us. So whatever comes our way is within us. And this gets, the illusion of separation is that what's happening out there is, that's not me. I reject that. Or I agree with that. Agreeing or disagreeing. And the reality of that is that that's us. That's part of us. That's part of the universe that's inside. And this is not like an easy pill to swallow, because it's really hard to take responsibility for things that we may be seeing and saying, this is part of my universe, of the universe that's inside of me. And part of this is there's things that are always changing, and there are things that never change. So what is it that never changes? What never changes is who we are and where we come from. Our perception of it may change, but what we actually are and who we are and our source does not change. Pretty much everything else is changing. This and morphing and shifting. And this is for our ascension, for our self-mastery. And we know, I know I'm really young, but I know for a lot of people, different age, it doesn't matter. It can become very, some might feel a bit of exhaustion or weariness from doing this work and paying attention. And a tool that is offered to us from the yogic traditions is this dispassion, and it's in other teachings as well. So it's this detached witness, and realizing that energies, different energies and experiences, circumstances would not be coming into our consciousness if we were not ready to experience them. It's like a perfect, it is like the lotus unfolding, like the perfect gift unfolding. So it's remembering who we are and watching from this detached witness and realizing that this is a world, an experience. It's a creation of all possibility. Not even just this world, but beyond. We don't even know where the end of space is. We cannot travel to the next star yet in a ship in the 3D experience. So there's so much that is still possible. Not still possible, but coming. Actually coming. And how we manage or experience our self-ascension is important. And it takes change, constant change, and that's where that dispassion comes in, because you can let go. You can observe what's happening. When the truth presents itself, we can accept the truth. We can continually unfold into who we truly are. Another key to this we're finding is breath. So breathe. If you start to get into a situation, if you find yourself in a situation that's giving you a run for your money, I don't know how to say it, but if you start to feel something that maybe it's pushing you to your edge, breathe. Focus on the breath. And allow things to shift. This past week we had Dia de los Muertos, and we had on Monday, I believe, and so one of the symbols of Dia de los Muertos is the monarch butterfly. And the monarch butterfly, the reason why is because the monarch butterfly migrates during the different seasons across North America, all throughout North America. And one of the life experiences of this monarch butterfly is metamorphosis. And they all do it. All the butterflies do it. That it's part of the experience. And so they start, as an egg, and they start to eat. They hatch, they start to eat, and they start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then they transform into a chrysalis. And within that chrysalis, they completely change their shape, their form, how they appear, and they become a butterfly. And their whole experience is shifted from crawling to flying. What they eat changes. What they do, where they go, their pattern of movement is way expanded, because instead of just staying on a group of plants, they're flying all across North America, this little tiny insect. And this is a good reminder for us, to teach us that we may think we know who we are and who others are and what this experience is, but it is something that is completely shifting. Our DNA has so much more inside of it. And that caterpillar just transmutes itself into a chrysalis, a confined space where there's pressure. And the caterpillar is not necessarily in charge of that. The caterpillar experiences it. And as human beings, this is also part of our experience. And the breathing is one way, relaxing. Let the experience unfold. It is happening. And don't be attached to what we think it's supposed to be. If it's supposed to be one experience or the other. And maybe not condoning actions of others, but realizing that we are all one. We're all one, and we're all here together. And we know that there's a lot of this spiritual superiority stuff that happens all over and at different times during our experience. Saying that we're here, we're better, we're better off than... Usually people say they're better off than others. We notice it's not saying like that group is really... I guess there's that too. There's that putting spiritual leaders up or spiritual groups on pedestals. And don't get caught in these traps. Just breathe, relax, let the metamorphosis happen, the transmutation happen. Observe it, be the witness, breathe. We still are responsible for checking our own energy. How are we doing? What are we doing to pick ourselves up a little bit so that we can keep breathing? keep experiencing? Are there changes that need to happen in our lives to assist with this process? And we always love the metaphor right now of with the fall leaves, that the trees are teaching us how to let go. So during this time of fall, just allow things to fall away. Don't try to control. Just be the witness. And allow these, it could be very uncomfortable, but if a belief system is falling away for a new incarnation of that, let it happen. And because we are these infinite beings ascending, just witness it, but anything could happen. There is all possibility. We're co-creators with God. So, physician, heal thyself. That's all part of it. But it's just witnessing. Who are we? Practice love and understanding. Because whatever we do to others, we're doing to ourselves. Prepare for a deep level meditation.